What's up, homies? Welcome back to another trailer reaction from Heroes Reforged. We are here to do the official trailer for The Matrix Resurrections. It's been 15, 17, something odd years since The Matrix Revolutions, which is kind of nuts. I remember watching those movies in the theater. I didn't see the first one in theaters, but I definitely saw the second and the third. Personally, not the biggest fan of the second and the third movie, but love the first one. It revolutionized a lot of stuff, especially in the category of visual effects.
This is super exciting. Everybody loves the first Matrix movie. I'm excited to rewatch them all.
Same.
Because I remember in 2003, like, it was an experiment to put out a movie and then be like, 6 months later, here's part 3, right? Lord of the Rings was doing it once a year.
And so did Back to the Future 2 and 3. I think it was like a year difference.
Yep. And that became kind of a, I feel like that's kind of like the movie franchise normal standard, is like, we're putting one out, and then if even if we shot them back to back, like, the next one will come out a year later. But I'm excited just to rewatch them all because I remember really digging Reloaded and liking like the end fight in the third one.
Yeah.
But that maybe that 2 and 3 got bogged down a little bit. And the other thing I know people still talk about to this day is like the first Matrix, with its budget and with its constraints, had to talk about Zion, the last human city, and we never got to see it. And then as soon as we get Matrix 2 and 3 and they had huge budgets, like, let's go to Zion. And it's like, oh, maybe we didn't need to go to Zion. I don't know. But I also want to rewatch the Animatrix, which I remember thinking was super cool.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about this movie. I'm really excited to see what the Wachowskis, where they are in their lives
just
now.
One
like
Wachowski.
what they're. Is it just Lana this
just
time?
Lana Wachowski, yeah.
Ooh, okay. So I'm really excited to see what Lana Wachowski is going to do with it. My favorite movie of theirs, controversial hot take here, is still Speed Racer. Like, over the first Matrix, I still love Speed Racer more than the first Matrix. But that's just me. So it's just you and I today. Adam Augustine had something that he had to take care of, so we're just going to knock this out.
Thomas?
A coffee commercial.
You seem particularly triggered right now. Can you tell me what happened?
Mr. Anderson.
I've had dreams that weren't just dreams.
Whoa.
Am I crazy?
You're John Wick.
We don't use that word in here.
MPH. Is MPH the new Agent Smith? Little white rabbit. Beautiful. Good reference.
Hi.
But didn't they die? They got plugged back in.
The Matrix has been rebooted.
Yeah.
Interesting. We are getting copyright claimed on this trailer reaction.
Yep. And it's interesting that now that they're very cool that they're setting the Matrix world to just be in the late 2010s or whatever, you know?
Well, that was definitely Yahya Abdul.
If you want the truth,
Yep.
Jessica
you're
Henwick.
going to have to find me.
What?
Sweet.
The only thing that matters to you is still here. I know it's why you're still fighting and why you will never give up. You don't know me, no?
Is he Morpheus? Young Morpheus? Holy shit.
Cool. Looks really good. Yes.
Whoa,
Yes.
that's rad.
What? It's so great to see Carrie Anne Moss.
Yeah.
Keanu.
Whoa.
Ooh, the music is killer.
Oh, damn. What?
Are you telling me I can dodge missiles?
You're going back to where it all started. Back to the Matrix.
Dang, bro. Oh, a little bit of that Don Davis in there.
Yeah. Yeah. That score is so good.
Resurrections. That's wow.
The resurrection has begun. Oh, I'm seeing that in the theater.
Wow.
Sorry, HBO Max. I'm seeing that in a theater.
Oh, yeah. I ain't gonna watch
Come
that.
on.
It's
Come
it's
on.
so it's so crazy to me because of obviously the situation that we're in, to see movies like The Matrix Resurrections get a digital release the same day,
Yeah.
and they just announced Halloween
Yeah.
Kills is going to be on Peacock the same day as it is theatrically. It's so weird to
Really?
me. Yeah, it's so weird to
Wow.
me.
Yeah, not opposed to it. And I know for a lot of reasons it's for safety
Yeah,
and I'm all
of
for
course.
it. And let's be safe. And, theaters are shutting down and people can't go to one safely in their area and they
Hmm.
don't have mask mandates in their area. Like, great, but
Yeah.
but even with the Suicide Squad, which we watched on HBO Max, like I still had an opportunity to go to a theater and see it in a theater, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah. We were talking about the sequels before, and the first teaser trailer for the second two movies was attached to Attack of the Clones in May 2002, which was a full year
Right.
before the movie came out. There was
Yeah.
a part of me that was skeptical that this movie was actually going to release in December because we hadn't seen a
Mm,
single thing. And I know a lot of
good
that
point.
was probably because the debate of, do we push the movie? Do we not push the movie? How far can we wait before we start advertising it? And we're like 3 months away at this point, which tends to usually be kind of when the marketing starts. But for something like The Matrix, I was almost expecting
Mhm.
that they had made a finite decision. We're going to release in December, HBO Max and
Yeah.
theatrical. We're not going to push it to the next year. So I was like, when are we going to see something? So it was kind of nice to get those images drop, and now the viral marketing has started. So it was nice to finally get the confirmation that the trailer is coming. It was exciting. I'm not excited to be copyright claimed for the whole trailer, but that is what it is.
Yeah. I think the thing that's exciting about this is that it feels like it has something to say about our world today.
For sure.
The way that Matrix 1, 2, and 3 had something to say about the late 90s and early 2000s, and people have, I think, embraced mostly. I know there's people that will deny it or they don't like it, but I think people have mostly embraced the trans allegory for the Matrix movies and how Neo discovered his true self and what the directors were going through then and what they were trying to say about identity. So I'm like looking at this movie and I'm like, I know they're going to say more. They're going to speak more about that. And I'm really excited to see what kinds of metaphor and allegory we're going to get in the sci-fi action stuff. Because the sci-fi action stuff looks dope.
Yeah.
It looks so cool. Characters
Yeah.
jumping and like landing on like the corner of a building. And I'm like, this feels like the first Matrix movie with classic sort of like urban fantastical action with almost superpowers. Looks really great visually, but I am really interested in where they're going to go with the story. Why is it that Neo is like plugged back in and forgot? Like, how is Trinity alive? Where is
Yeah.
Morpheus?
So Yahya posted a photo on his Instagram, and he posted it, and the caption just says Morpheus. So,
Yeah, and he's doing
and
his
I
thing.
did see
Yep,
some
yep, yep.
comments. I did see some comments. They were non-spoiler comments, but it were people saying like, this movie looks too clean. Because The Matrix kind of had this like grungy feel to it, but I almost
Let's be
feel
real.
like
It just had a green filter over it. Okay, let's be real. Let's be real.
well, I also do feel like that because the movie is called The Matrix Resurrections, and it seems like it has something to do with rebooting the Matrix. As
Yeah.
we know, fresh technology always feels very clean, very colorful, very sort of like almost unrealistic looking. Like if you look at like you were saying before we did the reaction, the first frame of the trailer feels almost unrealistic. Like it feels very plasticky
Yeah.
and it feels very
It's like a coffee
fabricated.
commercial. Yeah.
Exactly. So I wonder if like the look of that that's represented by the look of the movie, and as we sort of progress through the story and we get kind of closer to not necessarily where the first movie is, but kind of closer to kind of deconstructing the Matrix and breaking that reality, it starts to look more and more and more like the Matrix as we traditionally knew it.
There's so few shots of like, I think is it Carrie Anne Moss who's like coming out of the tube goo?
I think so, yeah.
You know, in like the real world, and it's like, where are we going to see the Nebuchadnezzar? Are we going to see
Right.
the real world in that really dystopian, messed up future where
Right.
everybody has to eat gruel or whatever? And either way,
Yeah.
it just like I'm looking at it right now. The shots of the ship coming up in the real world and the bodies all plugged in, like that looks grimy, that looks grungy.
I have no clue, and I don't think anybody knows at this point whether or not this is going to be a attempt to make 3 new movies, or maybe it's just this one movie, or it's
Right.
2 movies.
Right.
Based on like that's also going to dictate, how far we get into this story. If they do end up making 2 more after this, then like I'm kind of on board. Unless I watch this movie and I absolutely don't like it, then that's a whole nother story. But, despite my feelings of the second and third movie, if I rewatch them again, maybe I'll like them more. I'm still very excited to see this because I think, like you're saying, there is something very interesting that can be said about what the Matrix world could be in a world that exists today, and how we've sort of like adapted that concept and idea could be really, really cool. So I think that's the thing that really excites me, because we've technologically changed so much in 21 years, 22 years since the first Matrix came out. So even just the filmmaking aside, just what you can do with it on a story level could be really wild. And I'm actually really looking forward to it. So we'll see.
I agree.
We shall see. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about this first trailer, this first look at The Matrix Resurrections, any other Easter eggs that we might have missed. I'm sure after I watch it 15 more times, I might notice something new, and some of your theories as to what you think the story is going to be and whether or not you think it's going to set up a new trilogy, maybe one more movie. Let us know in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys in the next reaction. Bye-bye.